So a Twitter thread was made recently that got signal boosted massively because Elon Musk replied to it saying it was lay epic. That's not a joke. No, yeah, that's not a joke. That actually is what happened. It was, of course, from the extremely trustworthy and reputable Dmitry Medvedev, Russian government official. What is this guy? Foreign policy advisor? Deputy chair of the Security Council of the Russian Federation. Oh, you're right. The president of Russia, 2008, 2012. Putin crony, a monster, so on and so forth. Let's read it through. Truly psychotic. On the New Year's Eve, everyone's into making predictions. Many come up with futuristic hypotheses as if competing to single out the wildest and even the most absurd ones. Here's our humble contribution: what can happen in 2023. Now, remember, this is a Russian government official. This isn't just being tweeted on a whim. The reason this is being tweeted is to push the line that Russian foreign policy has been trying to push for years now, which is the grand destabilization of the West. Now, mind you, right now, the narrative of the great collapse of the West is more fake news than it has been in a long time, because right now, Russia has a GDP of 2 and is currently losing a war against a much smaller neighbor. And China is running up against a massive age bump for its working population. Its population is declining. Its GDP is flagging. Meanwhile, the West line continues to go up in spite of all the horrible stuff that's happened. Yeah, as the kids say, rip bozo. Yes, Medvedev was only president as part of Putin's scheme of leapfrogging between the prime ministership and the presidency to maintain real power the entire time. So let's take a look at this Western destabilization narrative. Oil price will rise to 150 a barrel, and gas price will top $5 per 1 cubic meters. I don't know why he says 5.000 and 1.000, but he does. The UK will rejoin the EU. This might actually happen at some point. The EU will collapse. After the UK's return, euro will drop out of use as the former EU currency. Unlikely. I assume it's the European decimal. Oh, you mean like 5,000, 1,000? Oh, that's right. Okay, I was thinking $5 per 1 cubic meters was a little. Yeah. Okay, there we go. So now we know. So 5,000 instead of using the glorious American comma. Anyway, the idea of the EU collapsing is gigacope. You know why they're saying this? They're saying this because they really don't like the idea of Ukraine joining the EU. Seriously, that's it. They want to promote the narrative of Western collapse, and the EU is their biggest competitor when it comes to the Eastern European market. They really want to make the EU seem unappealing, even though the EU has been doing far better than the Russian market. Wishful thinking. Poland and Hungary will occupy Western regions of the formerly existing Ukraine. Okay. The Fourth Reich will be created, encompassing the territory of Germany and its satellites, i.e., Poland, the Baltic states, Czechia, Slovakia, the Kiev Republic, and other outcasts. Truly, hearts of iron four-pilled. Oh, I remember when I was a little kid, like really little, like 7 years old or something. I remember declaring confidently to my parents that one of these days there was going to be a war in between girls and boys and kids and adults. And the reason I thought that was because I understood that a war was something that happened between groups that didn't like each other, and I'd consumed a lot of media about boys and girls fighting and kids and adults not liking each other. So I thought, like, oh, so there would be a great war between them. And I feel like that's about the level this thread is operating on. You know what I mean? Like, it's beyond Hearts of Iron four-pilled. It's like, it reminds me of a What If Alt History video, largely because What If Alt History is the most Hearts of Iron four-pilled of all the history YouTubers. War will break out between France and the Fourth Reich. Europe will be divided, Poland repartitioned in the process. Keep in mind, all of this is happening in 2023, okay? This isn't even a over the next decade thing. Apparently, this won't lead to the end of the world despite multiple nuclear powers fighting with each other, but okay. Northern Ireland will separate from the UK and join the Republic of Ireland. Bless him. We can only hope. Finally kick those proddies out. Inshallah. Civil war. This is why Elon Musk replied with, lay epic, good gentle sir, one update for you. Civil war will break out in the U.S., California, and Texas, becoming independent states as a result. Texas and Mexico will form an allied state. Yes, the classic thing that Texas wants to do, join with Mexico. Elon Musk will win the presidential election, despite not being eligible for the presidency, in a number of states which, after the new civil war's end, will have been given to the GOP. Obviously, the Russian government is allied with the GOP and with Elon Musk. Elon Musk was literally repeating like Putin propaganda right after talking to Putin in a phone call like a couple of months ago, and then shut off Starlink access for Ukrainian soldiers. And obviously, the Russian government and the GOP are ideologically, actually, honest to God, guys, I don't know if you've been paying attention. As much as we criticize Russia for being homophobic, Russia's position on gay people and trans people is literally identical to the GOP line. You guys realize that, right? The current Russia law is the criminalization of the dissemination of gay and trans propaganda, which is exactly what the GOP is like gunning for right now. They are completely in line. We have a progressive liberal democracy on one hand, and literally Russia on the other. All the largest stock markets and financial activity will leave the US and Europe and move to Asia. That delicious copium, man. Holy, feel that burn in my veins. Yeah, dude. Why even say Asia? Why not just say Russia? Like, yeah, dude. All of the trillions of dollars are they're going to move over. They're going to be ours now. The Bretton Woods. Oh, this one got a correction. The Bretton Woods system of monetary management will collapse, leading to the IMF and World Bank crash. Inshallah. Euro and dollar will stop circulating as the global reserve currencies. Digital fiat currencies will be actively used instead. What? What? All in 2023, by the way. Entirely in 2023. Yeah, 2023 is going to be a wild year, I guess. I want what bro is smoking. Yeah. That quality reserve Soviet Kush. The Bretton Woods system was a system of fixed exchange rates that existed between 44 and 71. When the system ended, it did not lead to the collapse of the IMF and World Bank or lead to the dollar not being a reserve currency. The Bretton Woods system has nothing. He might as well have said like the spark plug. He could have said anything here. The 1983 Englewood West DMV system of line management will collapse, leading to the IMF and World Bank. It doesn't mean it's tied in with anti-Semitism. As a general rule, literally any time anybody on the right talks about changes in the global financial system, they are A, wildly incorrect, and B, talking about Jews. And then finally, seasoned greeting to you all Anglo-Saxon friends and their happy oinkling piglets. Because Ukraine? Because, like, you get it? Pig news! Yeah. Or in shorter terms. This should have so many more likes. I think it's because people screenshot drill tweets, you know? So many people screenshot drill tweets that they get a new life as a screenshot, more so than the tweet itself. Do they call Americans Anglo-Saxon? Sorry, Anglo-Saxon. Anglo-Saxon. The reason he said Anglo-Saxon there is because grand narratives of ethnic conflict tie into the like Dugan-esque, like Russian grand geopolitical strategy thing. It's Nazi basically. It's about like framing this to like older ethnic conflicts rather than like national ones. It runs that Dugan multipolarity bullshit about like Russia conquering the West. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Right back to bloodlines. They love their bloodlines. They love their bloodlines. Anyway, oh yeah, and Elon Musk said that needed more epic updates. So that's cool, I guess. The funny thing is, a few hours after the epic thread tweet, Elon Musk replied again after realizing how stupid he looked. Dude, he's so fucking embarrassing, man. He literally read through this, saw that he was predicted to be president, said epic thread, and then these are actually really absurd, and you don't know anything about artificial intelligence and sustainable energy. These are some absurd predictions. They really show an astonishing lack of awareness of AI art generation. The titties have never been fatter. Elon likes AI art. Well, he has to because he finds actual artists contemptible. Never forget before this whole right wing grift, that time he got in trouble on Twitter because he was posting people's art without their signatures or credit. And when the artists were like, hey, can you do that? He actually did like a rant about how entitled artists want to be known for the art they make. So if you ever want to know what kind of people are into AI art, Tesla CEO Elon Musk got this from 2019. Got in a bizarre argument on Twitter after being called out for not crediting the artist behind a piece of video game fan art. Musk responded bizarrely. He argued people should always credit everyone, then said no one should be credited with anything ever. He subsequently deleted the tweets and claimed he had deleted his Twitter account, but he didn't delete his Twitter account. And that was the art. It was a painting of 2B. Masterful gambit, sir. I tip my hat to you for that epic play. 4D chess.